What's poppin', Rob Television? Welcome back to another reaction with your boy. As you can see by the title, man, I'm back with another MJ reaction video. So as you can see by the title, man, this is NBA legends state how they really feel about Michael Jordan. Now, as we all know, Mike has stopped a lot of NBA legends. Well, I didn't say a lot of, but he stopped a couple NBA legends from getting rings. So I'm curious to see their opinion of one of the greatest of all time. But you know what we do over here. I ain't gonna talk you out of death. Before we get into the video, do me a big favor. Smash that thumbs up button. Also, if you're new to the channel, man, make sure you subscribe. Click that post notification bell to be notified on all things Rob Television. Let's check it out. Shout out to Basketball Time Machine, man. Also, if y'all watching this too and y'all haven't, make sure y'all go give him a subscribe as well.
Hey folks, how's it going? Welcome back to my show. I'm Sean David. Thanks for tuning in. In today's episode, I want to take a look at NBA players and I would say NBA legends and their opinion on Michael Jordan and how great MJ really was. But before we start with this episode, I want to give a quick shout out to my Patreons. Thanks a lot you guys for supporting the show. It's really appreciated. And I would say enough said, let's dig right into today's episode. So the first player's opinion that I want to take a look at is Grant Hill's. We all remember when Grant Hill entered the NBA, everybody was thinking that he would be the next Michael Jordan. And rightfully so, in his first seasons he was unbelievable. But unfortunately, because of his many injuries, he never could live up to his high potential. But let's say what he has to say about MJ himself.
Okay, but if you said, and you would be one of the ultimate people to ask, like the best offensive player you faced,
right?
Who would that be? Like the toughest to guard.
You got to go with Jordan. I didn't guard Jordan a lot, but when I did, it was definitely Jordan.
Look in. All right, your Jordan story before we take a break.
So Jordan, I'm playing in Orlando. It's his last year. We play them in Orlando first, and I'm blocking his shot. Like, I'm locking him up. Like, I'm doing my thing again. I blocked his shot like 3 or 4 times. Like, I'm having my way against him defensively. Now, granted, he's 40 years old, but I'm feeling good about myself. So fast forward a month later, we're in D.C. My ankle, we go to a doctor in Baltimore, and basically he tells me I'm done. Like, my ankle's, once again, it's not healed, it's broken, I have to have surgery. But I wanted to play against Jordan one last time. And so we're playing the Wizards. It's a TNT game.
Wait,
Thursday
don't you
night.
want to go out where you dominate him and you're blocking his shots?
I'm just thinking, my ego. Like, I'm thinking, like, I had him the last game. I don't need this left ankle. Just give me some,
I only need
Motrin.
one ankle.
Give me a bunch of Motrin. I'm
Okay.
going to go out here. And when I tell you, he torched me in that first quarter. Like, literally, he gave me 20 points in the first quarter on the same play. Like, he just ran the same play every time and did this, like, and I could not guard him. And so, literally, I checked out of the game at the end of the first quarter, and I didn't even go to the bed. I just walked back to the locker room. Like, I was done. Like, literally had surgery like a couple days later, but it was like I wanted to guard Jordan one last time, and you're right, I shouldn't have. I should have just let that go.
Did he know you were a wounded animal?
He probably did, because he went at me
and he didn't
the
care.
Same move. Like, he didn't do anything different. It was the same move, and I had nothing for him.
Jordan probably had your x-rays in the locker room.
He probably did.
He probably knew exactly.
I'm surprised he didn't send somebody for me to come back out.
And the next player's opinion that I want to take a look at is John Starks. We all know that the New York Knicks and the Chicago Bulls always had this huge rivalry going on, and John Starks was a big part of it. Why? Because he guarded Michael Jordan better than 99% in the NBA.
Let's talk about, I saw an article, and actually just came up on my feed like maybe 3 days ago, and I think it was they were asking you questions, or maybe you had written it, but it was the toughest people to guard. And you talked about the one pager, and you got stuff like that, so you knew to go left with certain people. And then with Jordan, I think you said it just said good luck.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all it said.
Yeah, just good luck. Yeah.
Okay.
He is just one of those players that just didn't have any weaknesses in his game. When he first probably came in the league, everybody talking about he wasn't a good outside shooter. He became a good outside shooter. Everybody talked about he couldn't shoot the three-point shot. He became a decent three-point shooter. down low. He didn't have a post-up game, develop a post-up game. They say he wasn't truly a good ball handler. Became a good ball handler. Defensively, he was just incredible on that end of the court. And so, but he's probably, I think what separated him from everybody is that his mind. You know what I mean? He was probably one of the most, I want to say, well, not brilliant, but probably one of the most intellectual basketball players that I didn't play against.
So the following clips are from my favorite NBA show, NBA Open Court. Unfortunately, they haven't shown any recent episodes, but that show is definitely my favorite ones because they have NBA legends like Kenny Smith, Reggie Miller, Grant Hill, and so on, giving their opinions. So let's have a look at this segment.
You'd have to go with Michael. One, because he's gonna have people want to watch him as well. To me, that's why it's a hard choice, because Michael was a player that everyone wanted to watch, even players. And I think, but Magic and Bird may be the guys that people want to play with more than maybe Michael.
So you're not saying nothing. Next.
No, I said Michael, though.
He said you ain't saying that.
Because individually, he's the best individual basketball player from top to bottom.
Well, defensively, it's not even close between those three, right? He's by far the best defender.
Without question.
The interesting thing to me about the argument is that it took Michael a while to learn how to really be part of a championship team. He scored right away, but Larry and Magic were ready to win right away. You know, I think guys played better around those two early on, whereas it took Michael a little time.
Told me, in your rookie year, you started one game, and it was against Chicago. You had 13 in the game. Michael had 38.
Good defense.
But when you're on the floor with him, because I want to get to Steve, too, on what it's like to be a teammate of him, but when you're on the floor against him, what was that all about?
Well, look, grew up in the LA area, was raised and trained by Magic Johnson. I patterned my game after Larry Bird. But being in the Central Division and going against Steve and the Bulls, and I agree with Charles, no question, to me, if I'm starting a team, it's Michael Jordan. Just for the simple side, and Smitty can attest to this, we had to guard him, 35 to 40 minutes a game. And he was the Shaq of shooting guards, because there's no way you were going to move him off the post. He was cat quick, and on top of that, he was going to embarrass you in front of your family and friends. So having said all that, if I'm starting a franchise, not only do I want to put people in the seats, because Michael will do that, but his skill level was so far ahead of everyone else, I'm going with MJ.
Now, the following clips are from my favorite big man of all time. We have Hakeem Olajuwon and Shaquille O'Neal.
Do you think LeBron James is up there with the greatest players of all time?
When people start comparing him with Jordan, then that's not a fair comparison. Because, Jordan is far more superior player. And a very, very tough league. And very, very, very creative.
Sure.
I mean, that's not taking anything away from LeBron James, because he's a great player. But it's not a fair comparison, because I think Jordan is much far superior player.
Shaq, Stephen A. says hello. Greeny is here. Thank you very much for doing this morning. We appreciate you taking a minute. And I'm going to let you dive right into this conversation, because you played against Michael at his best. We just showed a stat. Yours was the last team to ever beat him in a playoff series. How would you envision, what would Michael Jordan be if he played in the game today the way the game is different from the way it was in his era?
He'd average 45, and the league would be complaining about two players. I'd be like, Mike is too good, and the kid named Shaq down in Orlando is too dominant. What are we going to do?
Look at that big Back to 1993, his first trip to
That's
Chicago. And
that's a charge. Oh, that's barbecue chicken.
29 and 54.
Oh, that's a big
for
number.
Shaq, 64 for MJ.
They got 64.
64 what?
Like combined with rebounds, points.
No. 64 points.
And you know what? Since the statute of limitations is
And Orlando won the game in overtime.
What? Since the statute of limitations up, I was terrified out there.
Were you really?
Yeah.
You scared of MJ?
Yeah.
You gave him how long? For how long? Right when you took the floor?
No, the whole game. Because one, he's the greatest player. Two, I was worried about him dunking on me and have to go back and, face the fellas. And then three, he was just so hot. I was like, man, this dude,
the stuff that I saw when I was in college on TV, it's like really real. I was terrified. I mean, but, you know, when I got the ball and saw those bums they had playing me, you know, I was going to go to work. Bums.
Come on, brother.
Bums, you hear what I said? But anyway, like, just watching them out there, I was terrified.
All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I hope to see you next time. Take care, and goodbye.
This show is brought to you by Jam Time Machine Radio, the finest of old school black and pop music. Check out www.jamtime.
The fact that Shaq called them bums is crazy. But man, you could tell the great players like, you know, Bird, Magic, Mike. Like, when you got legends, man, like, these are, like, solidified legends, like Reggie Miller, you know, Kenny Smith, Shaq, Kevin Garnett. When you got people constantly having stories of, like, it's a thing, a Jordan story. You know what I mean? Like, that's how legendary of a player that you have to really understand that he is on that level, man. People, like, his stories, it's so many stories from different players, like, even from legends or from people who played at the time who didn't go on to be like Hall of Famers, man. That's wild, bro. It's crazy, man. I don't think between Jordan and Bird, I don't think I ever run out of content to react to, because there's just so much stuff to react to of them by them being such legendary players, man. But that is it for this video. If you did enjoy this video, do me a big favor, man. Smash that thumbs up button. Also, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. When you subscribe, click that post notification bell to be notified on all things Rob Television. I'll see y'all in the next video. I'm out this thing. Gang.